Well, hopefully my microphone hears me on this. If it doesn't, then I'll delete it. But just too much chaos happening in my life, giving me setbacks to how soon I'll be able to go attack for real. And it's looking like, to get all my shit in order by the end of the year, I'm not even going to be able to start saving capital until January 1st. That's how fucking behind I am on everything. Getting my car totaled was actually a blessing, because now I have a brand new car. I'm financed to the hilt, but I've got about 10% interest that I was paying. Less interest than I was paying before. So yes, I was paying pretty high interest because whatever. But this is more manageable, and I might just refinance it with my credit union anyway and get it even closer to like 3 to 5% maybe. So I'm doing all right with the car for now. I drive DoorDash, so I'm trying to equate every mile that I put on this car as close as I can to actual dollars, right? So if I put on 70,000 miles on the car, I should have made 70 grand, right? I don't know. Last year, I didn't work as much because I was trying to fulfill other ambitions. And I made, so far, just over 40,000 in a little over 10 months, which is pretty pitiful when you think about it, because that means I'm only making like 4,000 on an average a month. Well, October alone, when I decided to be a big boy and just work all the time, I made $6,000. Now, if I made that every month, I'd be making 72 grand. Well, I came to realize, after subtracting all my expenses, how much profit I should have left over every month. Things come up and I will have to dig into said profit to pay for things. But it would be great to start paying myself first and having that money to the side. And effectively, it would all be bankroll, right? So if I was able to save close to 3,000, 4,000 even a month, 4,000's a little ambitious, almost impossible. I'd have to be making close to 7,000 a month to get to that level. But even if I was saving 3,000 a month, that would be good. 2,500 a month sounds reasonable, that I should be able to save on the side. It's just this other thing called taxes. So, you know, if I'm going to front end that stuff, I have to make sure I make money with it to set aside. But I could, theoretically. Why am I saying all this? Because, again, I know I used that $500 chip in my video. Listen, it's going to be a while before I could use that chip. Okay? For me, right now. But maybe not too long. Because when I'm able to save the money to get started, I'm going to start with $100 units. And I'm going to get maybe 2 of them a day, right? So if I get 2 of them a day, I'm going to have 6 grand in a month. Hopefully doubling my DoorDash take. Thereby making 12 grand a month. And over 4 months, I'd have close to 50 grand with that philosophy in play. How hard should it be for us to get 1 or 2 units in a day? It's indicative of how many shoes you have to play, where you at. But how hard should that be? Not hard. But whatever your base unit's going to be, you can't chase. You can't act like they're expendable. And the second video of the last series I did.
1 mile. Turn left.
No runs of 3 side by side kind of thing. Well, the second video of that series, you saw how that got fucked up. And even if I tried to fix it, it wasn't getting fixed. So you just got to be willing to take the bad with the good. But fuck all that. Let's focus on the money. If you were able to get to a point where you had 4,000 to 5,000 and you were willing to play with $100 units and you were able to go in there every day and get 2 of those units a day, to the good, you'd have 6,000 a month. And these are the things I have to tell myself.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left.
That's more than good enough. Fuck. Make 5,500 to 6,000 a month and do that for 4 months. And you just have that as all extra capital that you just have to the side. That never existed until you went and took it from them.
Turn left.
And when you're taking that kind of capital on the side, at that slow of a pace, nobody's getting notified. Shit. Nobody knows that money existed. So when it comes to the end of the year and you got to pay your taxes, guess where that money's coming from? The money that never existed. Meanwhile, you kept all of your take from your job if you're doing gig work. Another strategy is, yes, simply take the money out every paycheck, put it to the side. But if we're in a hurry to... Listen. If we're in a hurry to get bankroll, I got to do it this way. I've got to save it all up the best I can, start executing my vision, and do that every day of my life. Effectively. They don't have to be consecutive days in my life at the casino, right? But 120 days times 200 is 24 grand. I could do a lot of damage with the $24,000 bankroll, let alone what I have to work with in pocket to begin with.
In 1 mile, turn right.
But we don't need to increase it every month, you know? You could compound your own interest by increasing your take every month a little bit more. Maybe one should. Maybe. But if you're able to execute the $200 take every single day, and you do that for 4 months, you're getting more and more and more all the time. And you're doing it with a bankroll that's getting exponentially greater all the time, where it feels like it's peanuts to you to do it. Right? If you made 12 grand in your first 2 months, and all you're trying to do is get 100 twice a day, it's 10 units in $1 and 1,000. You'd have 100 right there. Plus you'd have another fucking 20 units in the other 2 grand that you made in 2 months. And you're just going to do that for another 2 months. You'd have 24,000. I wanted to say all that because I want you to think about it, long-term goals, okay?
Turn right.
You don't have to worry about being a big fucking deal. Because if you're winning every day and you're taking that from them every day, you're still winning. I gotta drop this off. So don't worry when I'm using the $500 chip in the videos. It's a 5X unit. But I honestly, like, I might have to do $125 units, so if I break it down into 5, at least I can do $25.
You've arrived.
I gotta go.